Hi, my name is Christine Marie Durantes, also known as Chrissy. I was born on January 6, 1992, in Perth Amboy, New Jersey, sometime at night at Raritan Bay Medical Center. This is my father, Odilon Dorantes. He's from Hidalgo, Mexico. He came here in his late 20s. He taught me how to have responsibility. He raised me extremely strictly, but I've also been very responsible because of that. Sorry, my scanner's not working. Here is my mom, Maria Elena Gonzalez. She is from Havana, Cuba. She came here when she was 4 years old. This is her boyfriend, Jose. He's from the Dominican Republic, and I don't really like him. But I love my mother. I'm so grateful for her. She's been here for me since the day I was born. She's been a single mother since pretty much the day I was born. And she's the reason I'm here studying what I want to study. And she just continues to support me and amaze me, and I love her so much. This is my grandma, Maria Josefa Becerra Gonzalez. She's also from Havana, Cuba, and she raised me to know my Cuban roots. I love her. She is such a strong woman, and I think that I've gotten a lot of my strong traits from her. This is my dog, Sunny. I had him from July 2001, and he died of cancer in April 2010. He was crucial to my childhood. He was my best friend growing up. He was so fat, he loved to eat, and he loved me so much. When I was gone, he'd wait for me by the door, and he'd be so happy when I came home, and he just brightened up our entire household. This is my boyfriend, Colin. We've been together a little more than 2 years. I met him this summer of my junior year. He helps me through all of my freakouts and all of my stress, and I love him, and I love his family. They are definitely a big part of my life. Since the day I was born to roughly the day I was 13, around middle school, I lived in Perth Amboy, New Jersey, which is exit 10 on the Turnpike. I went to the 21st Century School for elementary school, and I was in choir there, and I was a really chubby kid. Elementary school was alright. I don't really have too many memories of it. But from what I do remember, I remember a lot of music. I remember that I also wanted to be the first president that was a female Hispanic of the United States. And that's not happening now, but I also always wanted to be a musician. And that is happening. Like for most kids, middle school was pretty hard for me. I went to 7th grade in McGinnis School in Perth Amboy, but by the end of the 7th grade year, my Aunt Lydia was having a divorce. She asked me to move in with her in her house so I could ease some of the stress of her divorce, and I loved her, and I didn't want to, but I said yes. So I went to 8th grade in Herbert Hoover Middle School in Edison, New Jersey, and I thought it'd be terrible, but it actually turned out to be one of the best times of my life. This is a map that shows you how far Perth Amboy is from Edison. It doesn't look very far, but in a middle school's world, this is light years apart. You don't have a car, your parents can't really drive you to see your friends, so it's like the end of the world if you're a middle school girl. At Herbert Hoover, I clung to what I knew best, and that was music. I joined the choirs, and I was really good at it, and it really eased the pain of moving from one township to another. Through my preteen misery, I met the two best friends I would ever have. I met my best friend Stephanie Pascal, and my other best friend Jillian Elizabeth Jelitz. They were so outgoing, and they were so nice to me that they made me love Edison, and they made me feel right at home. So for high school, my Aunt Lydia and my mom decided that I should move back in with my mother and go to Woodbridge High School. This pretty much devastated me because I had already gotten my two best friends and I wanted to go to Edison High School. But again, I moved. After I got over myself, I decided to join a few clubs. I started off with soccer, but eventually I went back to choir. I started off with women's choir, and it was the most inviting thing that Woodbridge High School has. And I had a great choir director, Beth Amory, and she encouraged me to pursue music and to pursue music education. After that, I went into concert choir and show choir, and the fun never stopped. I wasn't always motivated to go to school, but I was motivated to go to choir. My senior year, I became the president of the women's choir, and that's actually the first time I decided that I wanted to teach music. I had to take over the class when my teacher was gone, and I directed the choir, and it felt amazing. Choir opened me up to a lot of other things too, such as community service, like we did Relay for Life every year, and I remember that we did a concert for mental patients every year, and they were the most grateful people I've ever seen in a concert. It also opened me up to other types of music, like band music, and I became the color guard captain of the band, and I had a lot of fun doing that too. That's also when I knew I wanted to teach, because I had to come up with routines and teach them to the entire color guard. And most of the color guard didn't really know much about music, and it was a fun way to teach them and have them learn their moves better because they knew the musical part of what they were doing. On May 29th, 2009, my junior year in high school, my best friend Jillian died. She died of a drug overdose, and it was devastating. I didn't think any of my friends would ever do that. I didn't think that could happen to me. It happened to other people and just not me, but it did. And it really depressed me, but it brought me and Stephanie together a lot more than we were before. We promised to take care of each other and always make time for each other, and we have ever since, and I don't know where I'd be without this girl. Here's a few words from her.
Hey, my name's Stephanie, and Chrissy is one of my best friends. She's one of my oldest friends too, which I can't really say about my other friends, and she's one of the most sweet, kind, good-hearted, non-judgmental, just fun people I've ever met in my life. Anyways, so we met in middle school, and everything about her, I immediately loved her. She's fun, we have the same style, the same taste in music, and basically we hit it off, and we just did everything together from that day on. In high school, unfortunately, she moved, so we didn't really get to see each other as much anymore. And, she made new friends, and we both had different interests, and we were busy, and we kept in touch, but, we didn't really see each other too much, which is a shame. But, and then in high school, one of our good friends passed away, and it was really upsetting, and it was a hard time, but it made us all realize that anything could happen at any time, and you could never expect it. So from that day on, we promised to always keep in touch no matter how busy we are and how many things we have to do and how far away we are. We would always keep in touch and always make time to see each other, even if it's months apart. We'd always just pick up right where we left off, and that's what we do now. We go to different schools. We don't live in the same town, but I can honestly say that she is one of my best friends, and I would trust her with anything. I know that I always have someone who I can turn to, and I know she's going to be one of my best friends for life, and I'm so thankful for her. She really is a great person. So that's my friendship with Chrissy. I love you.
I would like to become a music educator because I remember how it was when I was a child, and I remember how music was important to me, and I would like to help other people realize that music can help you through a lot.